Around the UK, there are multitudes of savoury snacks, and amongst them that reign supreme are the crisps. Now it is time for my auspicious return. My name is Michael Crispin Clark, and these are my crisp reviews. Today we'll be looking at a new packet of crisps flavour. This is a very interesting meld of two strong flavours in of themselves. The crisps are flavoured paprika and sour cream. One giving you a very light, sweet and spicy note, the other cooling your tongue and senses. What wonders await us within this bag of crisps? When it comes to these flavours, a few things come to mind. One of them is not a regular potato cooked crisp, but in fact the auspicious Pringle. Pringle has its flavour of both sour cream and paprika. Of course, what comes to my mind when I see these two flavours individually paprika and sour cream, is of course that of the favoured party snack, the Pringle. Many a times at parties I have thought to myself, I wonder if I should experiment. Maybe there were bowls of miscellaneously labelled crisps. And so, even in my own experiments, I have taken upon myself to take one sour cream and onion and one paprika Pringle, placing them together before once entering my mouth. The flavour exchange was weird, wonderful, disorienting, but not entirely unpleasant. I was very pleased to find out that I am not the only one who has gone down this path. Here we have that melding. Looking at these crisps, that we can tell they are of the hand-cooked variety. These, of course, mean that the batches will be smaller and hopefully yield a thicker, more resounding crunch upon eating. Highly valued, even though originally they were perhaps the more natural crisp, before the rise of the blonde Walker's style Lays if you're international. These hand-cooked chips are probably going to have enough structure to contain two flavours that at once we might not think would go together. Once the end of a long symphony has finished, I like to put my eaten packet of crisps down, stand up and give a proper good to show my appreciation to all of the wonderful musicians. I clap an extra time if I personally know any of the musicians. Last time I went to a symphony, I knew 4 instrumentalists. I knew the person who was on the tenor horn, I knew the person who was on the harp, I knew the person who was on the trumpet, and I knew the person who was on the flute. I clapped 4 times. I do love to clap. Now that we have looked at the flavour of the crisps, it is time to look at the packaging and ingredients. The ingredients are potatoes with vegetable oils of varying proportions. In this of a posh crisp, we do want to make sure that they are using at least some proportion of higher quality oils. Though in this case, it is just vegetable oils of rapeseed and sunflower. A slight shame. Sunflower doesn't agree with me. The smoked paprika and sour cream flavour, however, does reveal to itself that it is using real bell peppers and is using a proper smoked paprika. The nutrition is not normally of issue, though what I always look at for is the shrinkflation element. These are saying there are 125 grams, which in my book of 25 grams, that would be 5 portions. And by my own surprise, They are saying that 1/5 of a pack is a portion. Very good. Asda, you're in my good books. It says extra special. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? These might just be. With a phrase such as, "This is what we are passionate about. This is extra special." Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are about to go on an experience we have never experienced before on Michael Crispin Clark's Crisp Reviews. Enough stalling. I will now open the packet and sample one of these crisps. Opening the bag, it seems to have a nice pull. The crisps inside give off a very interesting flavour. My sense of smell, I would say, is the weakest of all of my senses, and yet it is pleased with a paprika and perhaps more of the sour cream notes coming through. But looking down and seeing powders of red everywhere, it feels like you're looking into a toasty warm fire in this nice autumn time, which the recording of this is happening. It's very comforting. The crisps, ridged cut, hand cooked. Not much oil bubbling, so we have quite a lot of potato here. A nice distribution of flavour, even, whether that be post-packaging, where it has been transported, or if that was at the factory itself. I'm very happy with the amount of flavouring on here. I'm a flavour guy. Now is the moment of truth. I will now sample these crisps, these Asda's extra special, ridge cut, smoked paprika, and sour cream hand-cooked crisps. The analysis of this crisp, it had an ultimate crunch. Those first 2 bites felt like glass shattering, releasing absolute flavour all upon myself. It had a dusting of flavour upon my lips, upon my fingers, not so much that by the end of an indulgence you would be feeling greasy, but just enough to know that it was peppered with love and care. These crisps remind me of Christmas. They have that note that I just cannot place, but it is truly indulgent. The sour cream, refreshing and all-encompassing, even to the very air now in which I breathe and speak. The paprika still lingers in the corners of my mouth and my mind. The two have truly blended into what I can say is a crisp sensation, a crisp phenomenon, a crisp awakening that I think we've needed for a long time. At the end of all these, I like to give a nominal number, just so that whilst the reviews are more about content and feeling, you can always take this with you. I, Michael Crispin Clark, will give the Asda's extra special ridge cut smoked paprika and sour cream hand-cooked chips a gargantuan 9.2 out of 10. unprecedented success. That is the end of my review. I will save these for later. And, as I always say, I love crisps. And I love you. This has been Michael Crispin Clark. Crisp Reviews.